Hi there. If you clicked on the video, it means that you're intrigued and curious on how to be a better person. I'm going to go through 5 quick steps of how my journey to becoming a YouTube creator has enlightened me on how to be a better person in terms of self-development and awareness. The first step is introspection. So creating content and being on YouTube, it's all about you. So you have to look at yourself through your internal monologue. You need to think deeply, you need to reflect. And for those that know me in my real life, I am quite a deep thinker and a philosopher. And part of that first step is to really be able to come up with good ideas and good concepts. The second thing that becoming a creator will do for you is to view the world in a different perspective and go and seek experiences by forcing you to get out of your comfort zone, exposes you to different environments and different activities. And that can be a good motivator to just develop your exposure to the world around you. In my view, I love to go and fly my drone. So being on YouTube and having an outlet for that type of videography has forced me to do some more research on the background of photography, videography, but also forced us to plan holidays and plan trips around our day-to-day to go and explore Ireland, our lovely new country. Part of that process of introspection is to find a purpose. And once you can find an inner purpose and what motivates you, that can be an outlet. The third way it improves you as a person is through journaling, which a lot of self-help gurus will say is a way to crystallize your thoughts, your concepts, your ideas into something more tangible. And that process of writing it through videos, YouTube is a good vehicle for that type of content. And it also creates it as a time capsule. So you can go back and look at yourself 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and potentially beyond. Somebody can go back and get a snapshot of who you were. That process of recording yourself in the moment and looking back on it gives you a very clear perspective of change and growth and development. It makes you a lot more aware of yourself. It also forces you to be vulnerable to criticism and to comment from others. You can have all the ideas in the world, you can have all the views, but unless you put it out there as an hypothesis for somebody else to comment on or to question, it really doesn't lead to deeper awareness and introspection. Okay, the fourth way is through the feedback loop. On YouTube, there's comments, feedback, analytics. In any good assumption and view, you really need to get feedback in order to continuously improve and develop your perspective. And YouTube is a very good channel for that. You can get anonymous people to comment that have no bias in trying to please you. So they will give you an honest opinion, and yeah, sometimes you might not like it, but you must not get defensive. It's ultimately there as part of the method for feedback to improve yourself. Ultimately, if you want to tell a good story, you need to get the reaction from people. And through the reaction from people, it gives you emotional awareness of what are human triggers, what are the type of things that people are curious about, what are the human elements that make a good story, and that leads you to understand others, being your audience, but also understand yourself. So in helping create content to entertain other people, you're actually helping yourself understand yourself as well. Once you understand what works and what doesn't work, it creates the opportunity to hone in on those strengths, telling a better story. And number 5, the last point, is really all about overcoming fear. It's the one thing that stops people from getting out there and doing anything. Fear is what exists between an idea and implementation. Once you can get over the first step, fear disappears. Nothing is as fearful as it appears. The worst thing that comes out of putting content on YouTube might be a negative comment. The worst comment that's come to me in 15 videos and 4 months is that I sometimes put people to sleep with my monotone. And maybe I would think that I'm probably more self-critical than most people out there. So I don't think people will spend too much time trying to deliberately put negative comments out there. So you use those negative comments or comments from the sincerity that they come from. People can click, they can go watch what they want, and ultimately, if they're sticking around, they are there with good intention. So use that energy, use that motivation to see where you can improve and enhance what you have to offer. I think everybody has a story to tell, and by learning to tell good stories through the elements and the medium that is YouTube, it gives you a greater ability to connect with people. I think if you take that first step and you get through the fear, it gets a lot easier. You can either react through fight or flight, those human instinct elements that happen subconsciously, whether you fight for an idea or you flight in changing ideas for something else. Ultimately, doing something is better than doing nothing. And inaction is potentially the greatest waste of time. If you're still here, thank you for sticking around and listening to what I have to say. This one is one of these conversational discussions with David, where I'm trying to be authentic, trying to get across some of my thinking patterns and help you be a better person. If you like this type of content, please help the channel out in terms of clicking like, hitting subscribe, turning on notifications, and that will tell the analytics to give the feedback loop to me to create content that is in line with this. On that note, I have done several videos, and I found that what people most want is discussions about life in Ireland, and ultimately my life in Ireland is about the journey to self-happiness. And I'll be coming out with a video on that very soon about what is the purpose of happiness. So yeah, stick around and keep an eye out for that one coming soon. Bye for now.